Hey there guys, alright, today we are back with another potential history video, this time the Sturmtiger. Too much, too late. Kind of a meme video? Well, somewhat meme tank video, still related to the German meme tank. I think he mentioned Sturmtiger in his Germany meme tanks video. Trying to remember, can't remember. Before we get into the video, remember to please go check out my links down in below. I have my gaming channel linked as Twitch VODs being uploaded to it, and then of course there is also the link to my Twitch channel where I am currently streaming Ghost of Tsushima and Divinity 2. Love to have you guys join. Anyways, Sturmtiger, too much, too late. Go ahead, dive right in. I would not sit in that fucking... God, that's a big-ass fucking barrel. Oh. I could easily fit in.
Daddy was a pretty tough nut.
Okay.
Hi, my name's Johnny, and today I want to talk about one of the Third Reich's greatest mysteries.
And now, a sneak peek of an all-new Hunting Hitler.
No, not a shitty History Channel show.
Pretty much all History Channel shows. Are there any good ones anymore? No. I mean, I think, was Nightfall on History Channel? Yeah, I think it was. That was a decent show. I liked season 2 more than season 1. Not at all anywhere representative of real history, but I still think it was a good show. I enjoyed it. Enjoyable. Vikings was good for the first 4 seasons, and then it got really bad really fast. And then it just kept being bad after a certain character's death. But yeah, that's about all that was good on History Channel.
Today I want to talk about the Sturmpanzer VI, or the Sturmtiger.
Like no footage
The story
of
for this infantry support vehicle actually starts before the war. The German army had always liked the idea of equipping its infantry with low-velocity vehicles that could help them deal with problems that they ran into. The first of these was the Stug 3B, armed with the 75mm Stu K 37L24, and then later on you have the Broom Bear, mounted on the chassis of a Panzer IV with a 150mm L12 gun. So later on, as German tanks were getting bigger and bigger, it made more sense that they would make more of these vehicles that also became bigger and bigger. And the next one in the line is the Sturmtiger, made on the chassis of a Tiger 1.
Sturmtiger.
This vehicle was to mount a 380mm Sturm Morser RW61 L5.4 gun, developed from a depth charge thrower.
That
Oh.
is one big pile of
Panzer.
This actually, unlike other vehicles, was a rocket-propelled system that had a 2-stage firing mechanism. The first stage would blow the projectile clear from the barrel, and the second stage would be a solid fuel system put in the projectile that would launch it forward and towards the target. And this massive 350 kilo or 770 pound projectile was rated at being able to crash through about 8 feet of concrete, with the
Ooh,
ability to raise most
nice.
hardened defenses to the ground. The large casemate for this weapon was put on large Tiger 1 surplus hulls that were taken from damaged vehicles that had already seen service on the front. And 17 of the 18 built were built on late war Tiger 1 chassis with overlapping metal road wheels, although the prototype was built on an early Tiger chassis. There was an increase of sloped armor on the front hull to 150mm, with the sides and back varying from 60 to 100mm. The dimensions for these vehicles were roughly the same as Tiger 1's, although they had a slightly lower profile and were a little bit shorter. They also had the same engine as late war Tigers, the Maybach HL230, and also carried the same transmission. Each vehicle does have its own little set of quirks, though, which I imagine is just part of the learning curve of developing and creating these vehicles pretty much at the same time. For instance, all the mortar's ventilation holes seem to vary from vehicle to vehicle, and there are also just certain things around the body of the vehicle.
Again, this issue that seems fucking dominates German production during World War II. Inconsistency, not streamlining the process.
That changed from model to model. As far as crew goes, it had one less than a Tiger tank, with a commander, driver, loader, and gunner. The loader was also responsible for firing the machine gun in the bow and handling the radios. Due to the size of the shells, the vehicle couldn't carry too many of them. In fact, it was only rated to carry 16 rounds, and that includes 1 in the gun and 1 on the loading tray. There's also a large crane put on the back of the vehicle to assist with lifting the shells and loading them into the specially designed hatch on the roof. And I imagine this action was a job and a half for all 4 crew members involved. Once produced, the vehicles were distributed to 3 armored assault mortar companies: 1000, 1001, and 1002. Mortar Company 1000 saw action at the Warsaw Uprising, being used for its design purpose of accompanying the infantry, and the other 2 companies saw action on the Western Front, both in the Ardennes Offensive and at Remagen, with less than desirable results, as they had to be resupplied often due to the limited number of rounds they carried. In fact, most Sturmtigers were abandoned after they ran out of ammunition and their crews had no way of getting any more. There is, though, one unconfirmed report of a single Sturmtiger shell taking out 3 M4 Shermans somewhere on the Western Front. Now, I would stop short of calling this vehicle an absolute failure, due to the fact that when used in its role in Warsaw, it was very successful, and due to the fact that with so few made, it probably didn't make that much of an impact on the German war economy, but still, it just shows kind of how out of touch the German high command was with the war they were fighting. This vehicle, which is meant to be used...
That's the general thread theme that you see whenever we're talking about German war production, like German.
...used in a purely offensive role, is proposed in September of 1943, after Operation Citadel and the last German major offensive.
It's time to stop. No, this is not okay.
The Germans are going to be on the defensive from this point on, and they know it. At this point, when every moment and every scrap of metal counts, to waste time and resources on a thing like this for something that's never going to be able to really be used in its intended role is just a waste of time. It just goes to show how out of touch German vehicle development was from the facts on the ground. Thinking that it was maybe somehow going to turn around, or somehow they'd be on the offensive again, when that just wasn't the case.
Oh, fuck yeah! This is the shit. Kill now.
There are 2 of these things left, though. One captured by the Americans on the Western Front at the Deutsches Panzer Museum, and a second one captured by the Russians that now resides in Kublinka, Russia. Also, sorry for the lack of Sturmtiger footage. There's honestly not a lot, and there's not that many pictures either, so I'm sure there's going to be a lot of things in this video that are other vehicles, Tiger ones, things like that are sort of unrelated.
That's okay. That's forgivable. Yeah, the Sturmtiger, too much too late. I never have complaints really with that. I don't think I've ever had a complaint with that. I think there have been a couple times where I've disagreed on his conclusions, or like when he draws from historical sources and then he gives his beliefs or whatever, right? That's going to happen in history, no matter fucking what, right? Talk to one historian, another, and they can draw different conclusions from source material, right? Based on the context that they know. Just happen, right? You have the kind of going. Anyways, yeah, I've got nothing else to add here at the end. Potentially always does a great job. I hope you guys enjoy. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the video. Peace.